All right, so I'm here with Coach Josh. We're going to talk about defending against the key lock and the armbar. First things first, it's really hard for him to hit a key lock or an armbar when I've bucked and turned onto my side, and fighting my knees inside or getting my underhooks. So the best steps would be proactive steps where I'm already escaping by the time I'm in these bad positions. That's the ideal. However, it's not always going to be the case. A lot of the time, he's going to have the initiative, and he's going to start working for his attacks. So let's say Coach Josh starts working for his attacks. As he goes to this key lock, all right, letting it get this far would be a pretty tragic mistake. There's ways I can defend it that make me kind of vulnerable to other stuff. The ideal is as follows, though. As he's going in for this key lock, and I feel like it's impossible for me to help this arm from going to the mat, I'm going to pull my head to the inside and loop my head in like this. This is going to make it, now even if he locks on his own wrist, go ahead, it's going to make it basically impossible for him to get the towel. He can try to drag my elbow down, it's not going to happen. He can try to lift my elbow up really high. It might be uncomfortable, but he's not going to force the tap. My head is in the mix. I can use this to stretch the space open, get my hands free, or just prevent him from getting the finish. So as Josh goes in for his key lock, boom, I pry in the side, and I pin his arm with my head. At which point, my arm is safe. I'm not going to get key locked. Alternatively, if he gets it all the way to the ground, what I can do from here is I can brace off of his hip. I'm going to turn in as I bring my arm straight up, and now, hopefully not putting myself in too much danger, I have my knee already in his hip bone, I can start to escape back and get myself back in the guard or something along those lines. Similarly, when he's here again, let's say he's got me in an armbar. Josh is here, he's got me in an armbar. Yep, one knee up. Yeah, he might be posting on my low hand. Go ahead, great. So, if Josh is here, during his progression of the armbar, my goal is, of course, again, prevention. I don't even want the armbar to exist. It doesn't quite exist right now. I'd like it to totally not exist, so I'd like to, if at all possible, get this elbow of mine down to the ground. I'm not going to do it by using my massive lat muscles. I'm going to use my whole body, rotate into Josh, and cut this elbow down between us, getting it tight to my rib cage and tight down to the mat, turning into it, where now that armbar is going to be impossible. That's prevention. Now let's say Josh goes ahead, gets his actual armbar. His leg steps over my head. What I'm going to do now, as he rocks back, right, as he rocks back, what I'll do is, I'm going to have, even if you bring that other leg right over too, so we start off in classic kind of armbar type position. Josh is here. What I'll do from this position is if my hands are locked, it's like a game of tug of war. The farther my hands are closer to him, the more he wins. The farther they're anchored in towards me, the more I win. So I do not want to allow this tug-of-war game to end up in his favor. Yeah, if my hands are here and they're locked, I want to keep everything anchored to my far side from him. Anchored to this far side. At which point, if Josh is ripping for his armbar, I'm going to turn into him, turn into him, turn into him, and cut this left elbow between us. So I'm here, turn, turn, turn. When my inside arm goes through, I'd like my outside arm to go through as well. Now I can come up and go for stack passes or do whatever I need to do. But once that elbow passes the threshold of his hip, I'm more or less out of that position and safe from the armbar. So again, locking my hands together, ratchet, 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 cutting all the way through until I'm safe.